Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Open Your Eye podcast. This episode, we're going to kind of play by ear. This might be just like a quick hype you up, get you ready for next week kind of episode. I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all. One, I procrastinated. I know I did. It's Thursday yet again, and this episode is supposed to drop at midnight tonight. Well, Friday technically. I've just had a lot going on. There's tests that I have to study for, parenting as well. I'm involved with someone new, so y'all know how that is in the beginning. You trying to spend a lot of time with each other, kind of get y'all's baseline, together, and all of that good stuff. So it's been a week. Not to mention I have been in a shit energy today because my daughter decided to wake me up at 3 a.m. this morning to tell me that she had an accident. But surprise, the accident was that she stuffed the toilet with wads of toilet paper, which then caused the toilet to overflow and flood the bathroom. So at 3 a.m., I had to basically scoop water out of the bathroom floor and dry it all up and wash it was just, it's been a day. Okay. But I did want to talk to y'all about something that I've kind of seen come up a lot recently. And I don't know if that's because, of like Pisces season and there's a lot, I feel like there's a lot of shifts happening energetically, but like people are just really starting to stand on their business, but not like in an aggressive way. What I've been noticing is people are kind of finally waking up to their, I guess, resolutions that they set forth in the beginning of the year. And maybe they weren't pursuing it as much as they could or should have or wanted to in the beginning of the year. But now it's kind of like, no, it's fucking go time, right? And so I've noticed this a lot more on the business side, like career-wise. I have a couple of people, close friends and acquaintances that have made decisions in their work life, whether that's at home or, career-wise, that have been major shifts for them, and something that is also kind of unexpected, but at the same time, it aligns with what they said that they wanted. And that ties into the title of this episode about decisions and deciding, because you can say you want something all day long. You can say that you're this type of person all day long. You can say that this is the goal that you have all day long, but until you decide that this is what I want, this is who I am, this is happening for me, only then will you be able to see the power of the universe and how everything starts to align when you make the decision, when you decide that you want better for yourself, you want more for yourself, you want different for yourself. Now, while I've been seeing this more recently with like the business aspect of things, y'all know I always equate things back to relationships because, surprise, that's what I have the most experience on. And, like I said previously, that's the one thing that like I haven't gotten quite right yet. So with me, especially the beginning of this year, because y'all know how much of a shit show the beginning of this year was for me as far as relationships. And I remember saying to myself, because all of that kind of went down in January. Like, January was not a good month for me. I don't know about anybody else. Not a good month for Aaron, okay? But I remember after everything was said and done, and I found out what I needed to find out, and I kept getting more confirmation, and it just kept opening up the wound again, and just like confirming what I already knew, but then like I really didn't need the confirmation, but I kind of wanted the confirmation, all those things. I remember telling myself, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not crying about this man anymore. I'm not taking this energy into February anymore. This is my birthday month. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. And so I allowed myself one more cry towards the end of January, and then I was done. And it's amazing how when I made that decision, I started getting opportunities to travel, to spend time with friends. I got to see how loved I was outside of a significant other. How many great, close, meaningful friendships and relationships that I had outside of that. And I just felt so loved, and also deciding that the way that this relationship had gone and the way that previous relationships had gone, I'm not doing that anymore either. That's done. That's dead. We're not doing that. Because at this point, I've done, Lord have mercy, I have done enough character development. Okay. I am like, I told people, I'm tired of being one of God's strong soldiers. Okay. I want peace. Like, so I was just like, you know what? I'm done. We're not doing this anymore. I know what I'm worth. I know what I want from a relationship, from a partner, and I deserve it, and I say this all the time. Like, if I believe in energy the way that I do, I know that there has to be an equal part. Like, if I myself am craving this type of relationship, type of bond, what have you, there has to be someone else that is craving that same dynamic, right? And it's crazy that like it happens when you least expect it, because I really was like, I had just gotten my heart broken. I really wasn't looking for anything, but like the universe was like, boom, bam, you decided, you put your foot down, you did the work, you're doing all this. Now I'm gonna bless you with something that you quite frankly never saw coming, or anticipated, or what have you, and it's actually going really well so far. So I will keep y'all updated on that. But also, not just with my recent situation, but also I can think back to when I don't know if y'all remember this, actually it was quite a few episodes back, I told y'all about the time where, I really sat and took the time for myself to do that inner work, that inner healing. I was single for an entire year. Like, I wasn't doing anything to get a man, to, try to attract a significant other. I did not care about what anybody thought of me. I was doing me. I was figuring out what Aaron wanted, what made me happy, everything like that. And I'm thinking back to that time period, and I remember, because before then, I like to call myself, I used to be a serial monogamist, right? So I was always in these long-term relationships, right? Because I was always dating with intent, even at a young age. I was like, oh, I'm gonna marry my high school sweetheart, and we're gonna be, happily ever after. Da 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 da. I was dumb, okay, Delulu. But I was a serial monogamous in the sense that, like, I would be in these long-term relationships, right, thinking that this was gonna last forever, and of course it didn't. And when it ended, I would always tell myself, I really need to take time for myself. This is my time. I'm really just going to chill. I'm going to do me. I'm going to figure out what I want, what I deserve, this and the other. I'm really going to do the work on me. Well, surprise, surprise, that didn't happen. And like a month later, I would be in another long-term relationship and just keep repeating the cycle over and over and over again until I decided it. Oh God, I remember this year like it was the best, one of the best times of my life. It was 2021. I was in the career that I wanted. I was making moves. I was doing the damn thing. The only thing that I couldn't get right was relationships. And so I decided, I'm like, I've been doing all of these things for me, except the one thing that I've been telling myself for years that I needed to do, which was take time to basically find myself, figure out what I want, and, figure out my baseline, like, values and morals and needs and wants. And I haven't given that to myself yet. So that was the year that I said, this is my time. And when I made that decision, once again, I had all these opportunities to travel, make new friends, check things off of my bucket list that like were just amazing and fulfilling, and just I felt so free and alive. And ever since then, I have always had that sense of freedom and just feeling alive because I gave myself that opportunity to do that. I decided. But also, decision and deciding is only the first step. Because once you decide, you also have to put in the work. You also have to take action. Because just like you can say, oh, well, I want to lose 30 pounds. I'm actually telling myself right now because I have not been doing the work on that lately. I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay. I can say that and I can decide that. But if I'm not eating healthy, if I'm not meal prepping, if I'm not, watching what I eat and, my portions and everything, if I'm not going to the gym, if I'm not being active, am I going to lose the 30 pounds? No. So, putting action behind it is really what I believe kind of tells the universe like, oh, she's serious about this. They're serious about this. And that's when the universe starts going to work to basically like roll out the red carpet and be like, here you go. Like, this is, you decided, you're doing the work. Here is your paved, way to what you want. Right. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Just, it's so powerful when you decide. And in order to do that, you really have to, a lot of things has to happen. 9 times out of 10, when someone is so firm in their decision, most likely they had to endure a lot of pain and hurt and disappointment, and they have to get to a point where they are fed up. And it's almost kind of like a rock bottom, and it sucks. But then we know that once you're at your rock bottom, the only place you can go is up, right? And so I think it's so beautiful when people decide to do better as opposed to throwing in the towel or throwing a pity party or, woe is me, everything is so hard. Deciding that they want better, they deserve better, and then they do the work to achieve it. So if that's you, I'm proud of you. I'm working on it myself. If you want, please, please, please slide my DMs on Instagram, AIR_WREN. You can find me there. Tell me anything that recently you've decided to like go for, pursue, stop doing, start doing, what have you, that like you just got to your point where you were fed up and you decided that you wanted more and deserved more. I would love to hear it. I'd love to chat. But until then, I see you. I'm proud of you. And I will talk to y'all next week. Namaste.